I did not expect that Prashanth would be making a film about two friends, about the bond between them. I, for one, know that the final product is even better than this. If the drama in the film does not work, the film is not going to live long. You know, even something like an Avatar. At that point, what is the climax of Salaar now was the interval.
Okay.
And what is the climax of Salaar 2 was the climax of the film. At least from the south, because of the title of the film, a lot of people, I think, still believe it's a comedy or thing. Surprisingly, there is humor in the film. There's like really nice humor in the film, but it's a massive film. So Lucifer 2 is just, it's a three-part franchise. Lucifer is a three-part franchise. It's a second installment of the three-part franchise. See, for me, every good film is a mainstream film.
Hi guys, this is Himesh and welcome to Pinkvilla. Today we have with us Mr. Prithviraj Sukumaran, who is all gearing up for the release of Salaar. Welcome to Pinkvilla, sir.
Thank you so much. It's nice to be here.
Same here, sir. It's a pleasure to interview you.
Thank you so much.
So my first question to you is, I was just seeing one of your interviews where you said that Salaar is one of the best scripts that you have read on paper. And it took you 30 seconds to say a yes to the film. Could you tell me what is it that excited you the most when you heard Salaar?
So I've said even this before. There's this popular misconception that writing these big action entertainers as a screenplay is easier than writing what is perceived to be content-driven cinema. I tend to strongly disagree. You know, if you have to write an action entertainer, larger-than-life film that will connect with the audience, that will make the audience travel with the narrative of the film, it requires a lot of skill. And within that genre, I think Salaar is a spectacular script. I really love the film on paper. And it was also a pleasant surprise for me because when initially Hombale Films put across the idea of me collaborating with Salaar as an actor and Prashanth wanting to pitch a character to me, I had a completely different idea of what Prashanth might be making with Prabhas. You know, this is the director of the KGF franchise, with the hero of the Bahubali franchise, with at least what is in the south, one of the biggest production houses in the country. And this massive film with, you know, budgets that are astronomical. So I had a preconceived notion of what the film might be. And the script narration was a very, very pleasant surprise. I did not expect that Prashanth would be making a film about two friends, about the bond between them. And Salaar, for all the spectacular action sequences, for all the huge set pieces and the production design and everything, the film is ultimately a drama. You know, and the film works, at least for me, because the drama works, which is what got me really excited about the script. And I, for one, know that the final product is even better than the script.
Oh, so, you have seen the film?
Of course. I mean, I've dubbed it in 5 different languages. I've seen pretty much the whole film in various parts. I know the whole thing.
But like you said, it is much better than what you read on paper. So you are a director yourself. When you're acting in a film which is made by some other one, let's say Salaar for example, were there aspects which you would have tackled differently as a director?
Definitely. I mean, each director will have his or her own vision, right? I mean, you give the same script that is Salaar to 5 different filmmakers, you're probably going to get 5 different films. I look at that as an opportunity. I think I'm very privileged to be an actor who's also a filmmaker, who at the same time gets to work with these spectacular filmmakers like Prashanth Neel and Ali Abbas Safar and all these people. So I look at each film as a training ground. I can assure you that I am a much richer actor and a much richer filmmaker after the Salaar experience. Prashanth has made his film and I'm in absolute awe of what he's created. But of course, Salaar would be a different film if I had directed it. I doubt it being better, to be very honest, but it would be different.
In terms of treatment, basically, maybe.
Absolutely. Prashanth has his own aesthetics, his own sense of drama, and his sense of drama is amazing. And he has got his own sense of styling and everything. So what you see on screen is Prashanth's vision of the script that is Salaar, which is also obviously written by him. So,
And so, you know, like in the first answer, you said that this is a film whose core emotion is friendship. The Indian cinema, conventionally, if you look at it in the 70s and 80s, there were a lot of films which were made around friendship. But as time has gone by, we are seeing very few films around friendship. Do you agree? Why do you think has friendship as an emotion taken a backseat in feature films across languages?
It is not just about friendship, it's about relationships. You know? A classic example would be the iconic Salim Javed duo. You know? For all the action films they've made, for all the spectacular hero worship films that they've written, all those films are so strong on drama, on character dynamics, on what happens within relationships between characters, which is why those films are still being spoken about today.
Yeah.
So I am of the strong belief that regardless of what kind of film you make, if the drama in the film does not work, the film is not going to live long.
Yeah.
You know, even something like an Avatar, you know.
Yeah, it's a drama.
Yeah, it's a drama. I mean, you could have cutting edge technology and unbelievable filmmaking.
Yeah.
But what do you take home after watching the film? It's a drama.
Yeah.
So regardless of it being about friendship, regardless of it being about two lovers, a love story, a revenge drama, a crime thriller, anything, you know, the drama has to work. And to make the drama work, you need really good writing.
Absolutely.
The drama has to work first on paper.
Yeah.
You can't really shoot a bad scene into a good scene. You know, I am a strong believer that you can't really take a badly written scene and shoot it into a good scene. That's impossible.
True. Yeah. And so when we speak of drama and what's written on paper, was there a specific scene on paper which you read, and when you shot for it, the experience was completely different, and probably you were also surprised, oh, this is not what I thought he would treat it?
So not per se what was on paper and then what was shot.
Yeah.
The climax of Salaar, you know, when Prashant narrated it to me, I was expecting it to be something, and then it became completely something else. But then now I know that is Prashant. Okay, so when we were having this conversation with Rajamouli sir, I told him, with Prashanth Neel, there is never a final draft of the script.
Okay.
Like, he could just change something after the first take and do something else for the second take.
Yeah.
So the climax fight and the climax sequence and what leads up to the climax, although he had narrated it to me, I didn't expect it to have those beats, how it turned out. And it's, well, I guess you guys should just see it.
And was it always a two-parter when he came to you with Salaar?
The first narration I had of Salaar was, I don't know, 3 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Like much before the world knew about this film.
Yeah.
They were shooting KGF 2 at that time. So Prashant was shooting, so he couldn't travel to Cochin and I couldn't travel to where he was. So we had a narration on Zoom. At that point, what is the climax of Salaar now was the interval.
Okay.
And what is the climax of Salaar 2 was the climax of the film.
Yeah.
And I remember asking him the same question, that how are you going to say so much in one film?
Okay.
You know, it's such a massive story with such a huge backdrop and premise. I remember asking him, how are you going to say this in one film?
Yeah.
And then I was the least surprised when he said, sir, you know what, I think we might just make this into a two-part film. So yeah, the thought that this might have to be a two-part film was always there.
Yeah.
But the effort and the ideation to start off with was to make it into one film. But that would have been impossible.
True. Given so much is
just the span is so big.
Yeah. And how was it to work with Prabhas over here?
In Telugu, there's this culture and heritage of heroes having titles, right? So there is this Rebel Star Prabhas.
Yeah.
I now know that why he's called Rebel Star, because of his uncle and all that.
Yeah.
But I know better why he's called Darling.
Okay.
Because anybody who's worked with Prabhas will tell you that is what he is. Right? He is an absolute darling. I mean, there are nice guys, there are nice people, and then there is Prabhas. Like, when you're working with him, you almost feel like you're his guest. He'll make sure that, you know, there are chefs just there for you. Okay. Every day there will be a question asked, is there something you feel like eating today, something special? And, you know, are you happy? Is there anything you want? And this is not just to me. This is to, if there are 20 actors on sets, you'll go and ask this to all 20.
Yeah.
It is impossible. You can do that for one day. But
you can't do it for...
Yeah, you can't do it forever. And he's better that.
Yeah.
And like I've said, he is just one of those big stars who, he just doesn't seem to be aware of his stardom. You know, he I don't think he knows how big he is. And it's just, that's really nice to see.
Yeah.
And that sort of puts you at ease very, very fast with him.
Yeah.
And the bond that you will see in the film between Deva and Varada, it is very much what Prabhas and me are like now off screen.
Okay. Right. And have you had the discussions of shooting for part 2 with Prashant and Prabhas?
Of course.
The timelines of shoot and...
Well, timelines we don't know yet.
Yeah.
Because then again, part 2 is much bigger than part 1. So then again, having to construct the world and all that. So contrary to popular belief, yes, there is VFX and there is computer graphics and there are VFX extensions on sets and everything. But most of what you see in Salaar, most of what you see within the world of Khansar, they're actually built. They're all sets. We had about 14 sets built across, I don't know how many acres in Hyderabad. So again, for Salaar Part 2, we'll have to build the world, and all our dates will have to align. So I don't quite know when, but of course we've had discussions. We know the whole story till the end of Salaar Part 2. Yeah.
True. And so as an actor and director and audience, which is the genre of filmmaking that you enjoy the most?
The audience.
No, I'm saying which one do you enjoy the most as an actor, as a director, and as an audience? To watch a film?
To watch a film. Always.
Okay.
That's what I enjoy most.
Yeah.
I love watching films. Primarily, I'm an actor.
Yeah.
I still call myself an accidental director. I still believe my primary craft is acting. But having said that, I really enjoy filmmaking. I really enjoy filmmaking, but direction is very tough for me. It is extremely effort intensive. And it also poses a very delicate question to me: how long a time period do I take off from my acting career to go and have to make a film?
Yeah.
And it's not easy for an actor to be doing that. Yeah. So I'm never going to be a filmmaker who's going to direct films back to back. I don't know, I'll direct a film and I feel like directing a film.
Yeah.
I enjoy filmmaking a lot, but I still consider myself an actor primarily.
Okay. But I personally loved Bro Daddy as well.
Thank you so much.
Like, the humor over there flows so naturally.
Yeah.
Do you have, like, what's your take on comedies? Because Lucifer you made, which was a very intense political thriller.
Yeah.
And then you make a Bro Daddy, which is so light-hearted, and there's so much, it's a merging of slapstick with situational comedy.
Yeah.
So
I love comedies, and Malayalam cinema traditionally, we've been blessed with some fantastic comic films and fantastic filmmakers who made comedies, actors who are very good at it, and all that. Bro Daddy was born out of two situations actually. One, it was in the middle of the pandemic, and we were all making content for streaming services. And for some reason, all of us were involved with these very serious, gritty, hard, sober, dark films. You know, I had just finished a film called Kurudi. And suddenly this realization dawned on me that, hang on, there's nobody making anything for people to smile, to laugh. So the whole idea of making a film like Bro Daddy was born out of that. And I also knew, as a filmmaker, that was most likely the only opportunity I would get to do something like that in my filmography. Because I knew that my next directorial is going to be the second part of Lucifer. Then I'm going to be directing a film for Home Bale, which is again a very big, film. So I thought, hang on, if I ever wanted to direct a comedy, if I ever wanted to make a light, frothy film, this might just be my only chance. And as luck would have it, the biggest star, one of the biggest stars in Malayalam, a very close friend and associate right now, Mohanlal sir. He liked the script, and he told me that he'd love to do it. And we actually did the film in about 40 days with a very small crew, because at that time cinema shooting was not allowed in Kerala. The theaters were shut. So we came to Hyderabad and cheated Kerala in Hyderabad and shot the film in about 40 days, and it was a direct-to-streaming service film, and I had a ball making it.
And you would continue to act in comedies, if not.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would love to do comic films. I mean, I love watching them. So like I said, every decision regarding what film I do as an actor or a filmmaker or a producer or a distributor is based on whether I like the film as a film lover. It has to first appeal to me as an audience. And comedies, good ones, always appeal to me as an audience. So if the next good comic script I get, I'll definitely be part of it.
And so as an actor, what importance, like, have there been instances where you wanted to do a film, but the finances didn't work out and you had to leave out? Or is it always the script, and if you like the script, you work out on jo baki sab hota hai, the ancillary factor?
I'm going to let you in on a secret right now. If you have a good enough script, you can start negotiating with me for zero money.
Okay.
Right? Okay. But the script has to be good enough.
Okay.
Yeah, that's always been the case.
Okay.
And I know that's a case with most true artists. If you read a script that you really, really want to do, and the filmmaker and the producer will come and tell you, we really don't have money to pay you, you will then find a way to somehow make it happen. And I've done that so many times. Because as an artist, you feel rotten if you let go of something that you really, really want to do, Unless it's for other reasons. Like, there's no way the dates are manageable. You really can't do that film because you're committed to something else. But for financial reasons, I don't ever remember letting go of a script that I really loved. But, maybe the producer couldn't afford to pay my remuneration. I've never let go of a film because of that.
First time.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. Like you said, it's a sign of a true artist in eventual sense.
I am assuming all true artists are like this. If they really love a script,
They will never let it.
the reason will never really be the money. Yeah.
Yeah. So next up for you is Bade Miyan Chote Miyan. I am hearing great things about your role, especially your look.
Who told you?
I spoke to Ali and he told me Prithviraj's look is going to surprise you. So what can you tell us about that film? I'm really looking forward to that one because Ali is another great commercial director who has his own sensibility. So could you tell us something on?
So I think from the first teaser of the film, which will soon hit, soon the world will see. People will be surprised, I think, because at least from the south, because of the title of the film, a lot of people I think still believe it's a comedy or thing. Surprisingly, there is humor in the film. There's like really nice humor in the film, but it's a massive film. It's a big ticket, huge canvas film. Much like Salaar, the premise and the canvas is very, very big, and it's a very interesting script. And like Ali said, the role is to die for. And I'm very glad that Ali thought I should be the one to do it. And Ali is a very, very good filmmaker. It's a fantastic filmmaker. I, much like Prashanth, I have a very good relationship with Ali right now. So I'm really looking forward to Bade Miyan Chote Miyan, and I think it'll be an exciting film.
And you're also directing L2 with Mohanlal sir. Could you tell us something on that film? Lucifer, to me, is one of the best political films I've seen in last few years.
Thank you.
I think Mohanlal sir comes late into the narrative, but even then the film holds based on just the storytelling. So
L2 is just a normal mainstream film.
You enjoy that as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, see, for me, every good film is a mainstream film. What do you make films for? You make films for it to be watched by millions and millions of people. At least I make films for that. What is the ultimate gratification as a filmmaker? It's not, I'm not saying it's a box office numbers per se, but the ultimate gratification as a filmmaker is that your piece of art, your piece of cinema that you've created will connect with a large number of people. So for me, every good film that's worked is a mainstream film. So Lucifer 2 is just, it's a 3-part franchise. Lucifer is a 3-part franchise. It's a second installment of the 3-part franchise. The story, span, premise, everything will be slightly different this time around. I hope people like it.
And I hope we get to see more of you also in the second part.
You will find out.
Yes. And last couple of questions. What, according to you, is the best film that you have been a part of as an actor? There are so many cults in your filmography.
No actor, especially someone who's done as many films as I have, will be able to answer that question. Because we actors are very unpredictable beings, right? So we are not we are not people who will have, so we get emotionally connected to what we are doing at that moment. Like, right now to me, Salaar is the best, Bade Miyan Chote Miyan is the best. When I did another film maybe 10 years ago, I would have thought that is the best I'd ever do. Now there's another film that is, that will release very soon in April called The Goat Life, which was like a 15-year journey for the filmmaker and me, and I spent 4 years shooting it. So I'm very emotionally connected to that film. So it'll never be that at the end of your career, you'll turn around and say, oh, that was my best film. It's going to be impossible. You'd think one of my particular films was my best work. Understandable. Someone else would think it'll be someone else. So you'd be more equipped to tell me which my best film is rather than me picking for myself.
I love Mumbai Police.
I love that. It's a great film. It's a great film. Landmark film for multiple reasons.
And it's a very brave film as well.
Way ahead of its time too. So.
And so, what next for you? Could you tell us on the films that are lined up, and both as an actor and a director?
So as a director, I'm directing the second part of Lucifer right now. I've already started. I've just shot one schedule in Ladakh, Delhi and Shimla, and I will start shoot in the UK in Jan. As an actor, of course, I have Bade Miyan Chote Miyan. I have Salaar, which is releasing very soon. That's the first release. In April, The Goat Life, Aad Jeevitham, a Malayalam film will release. I am also part of another Hindi film, which you will soon hear of. We'll announce it officially very soon. And then the whole host of commitments I have in the south, which will be there.
And so, there is one for Hombale that you are doing.
Yes, like after the second part of Lucifer, my next directorial is a film that I'm doing for Hombale.
Wow, looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.
It was lovely speaking to you. Wish you all the best for Salaar.
Thank you so much. Great talking to you too.
Same here. And looking forward to seeing your dynamic in Bade Miyan Chote Miyan.
Do let me know what you think after seeing the film. Thank you so much.
Thank you.